A Green Country family swallowed by grief is making sure that their loved one did not die in vain. The tragedy that took their son's life is one that they fear could happen again to someone else. In a continuing 2 News investigation, 2 News Oklahoma anchor Corey Duke looks into what Kia Motors is doing now after reports from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration show thousands of car fires and millions of recalls nationwide.
Calvin, Oklahoma. Population around 320. Though the town may be quiet, the people who live here will not be silent.
Please, 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 do something.
Across the way on Canadian Street, you'll find Home Propane Incorporated. The emphasis here,
Home propane,
is home.
Our sons, Brandon and Jordan, they grew up here.
The floorboards creak, mimicking the sounds of sweet memories, though grief still finds its way through the cracks.
My wife has yet to come back, and she was here daily.
Jordan Carlton, the product of small-town Oklahoma. Smart, hardworking, and a true family man. And down this winding road, you'll find him here.
Everything is difficult, but we struggle with his death daily.
Jordan's life took a tragic turn while on vacation in Hawaii in June of 2019. While driving with his mother, Becky, their rented 2019 Kia Soul burst into flames.
There's fire in the tunnel?
Jordan was severely burnt. 90% of his body was burnt with 3rd and 4th degree burns.
His mother, Becky, also injured but able to escape the blaze. Jordan immediately taken to the hospital and given less than a 1% chance to live. He fought for 14 long months before succumbing to his injuries. His parents by his side every step of the way, now forced to relive the nightmare daily.
Becky hears Jordan scream, I'm on fire. Mom, I'm on fire. And she's screaming, stop the car. And Jordan's saying the brakes don't work.
This is a story 2 News investigators first brought to you back in August of 2020 when the Carlton family was demanding Kia Motors address the problem and prevent other families from suffering an unbearable loss.
Please, please, please. Fix these cars where they're not having these kind of issues.
In 2017, stations across the country reporting the death of an Ohio man after his 2014 Kia Soul caught fire while it was in park. And it's not just Kia Souls. Since 2018, thousands of Kia fires have led to millions of recalls, according to claims sent to the NHTSA. The latest, Kia's recall of 126,000 Sportage SUVs. The company warning owners to park their vehicles outside, saying they can ignite even when turned off. This same warning issued last year as well, when nearly 380,000 Kia Model 2017, 2021 Sportage and Cadenza vehicles were recalled. Although hundreds of thousands of recalls have been issued, the model Kia Soul in which Jordan was driving, still not one of them. I went to Kia Motors to ask why and received this statement. Each recall is determined based upon the individual facts of each situation to identify root cause and the associated appropriate action to address that root cause. In the Carlton matter, the cause of the fire has still not been determined, and we believe that plaintiff's defect allegations are not factually supported. The family filing a lawsuit against Kia and the car rental company for failing to warn consumers about the potential car fires. The Carltons say they can't comment on the litigation, but say the proceedings were postponed because of the pandemic.
That's our goal, is to be sure that other people, other moms, other families, other dads don't have to and won't go through this same situation again, but unless something is changed.
The Carltons say until Kia Motors can prove its vehicles are absolutely safe and pose no fire risk, they want consumers to be aware. Kia responded by stating in part, Kia continuously evaluates its vehicles as part of ongoing monitoring activities conducted as a standard practice on all Kia models, and federal law obligates Kia to promptly report discovered or determined safety-related defects to NHTSA within 5 days. Under the most recent recall, the NHTSA has issued a series of investigations into engine compartment fires that have been causing issues for the Korean automaker for years. To read Kia's full statement and more about the recall, you can visit our website at kjrh.com. Corey Duke, 2 News Oklahoma Problem Solvers.